Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
Hey there, everybody. It's your favorite IGN journalist, Joe Biden. So today we're looking at a mod called Half-Life 2 2002 Aesthetics. There's a mod called Half-Life 2 2002 Edition on ModDB. This is not that mod. This is 2002 Aesthetics from Game Banana. Different mod authors, different mods. This is also not made by the same mod author that made the 2001 aesthetics, which I covered a while ago. Basically, the goal of this mod, as evident by its name, is that it wants to turn Half-Life 2 into its 2002 development era. Basically, when they kind of got rid of most of the dark and gritty stuff in Half-Life 2, and instead opted for this much more sophisticated and complicated and much more subtle but almost the same oppressive gritty world that we saw in retail. If I were to quickly describe what the 2002 era of Half-Life 2 was, it's basically a mixture between the early 2001 dark and grittiness, at least remnants of it was still in the game, but also it was also included with, it also had the later 2003 stuff or the retail stuff that we would see later on. So yeah, this is not a standalone mod or a separate mod. This is basically an add-on for Half-Life 2. As you can see, a lot of the textures have been changed. Models have been changed to represent the era they're trying to replicate. This being the 2002 Citizens models. So we're off to a great start, and throughout the video I will be making comparisons to that other mod I just mentioned, the 2001 aesthetics. It had a mixed reception by the general or the wider community, but I kind of liked it. Yeah, as you can see here, the Metro Cops has those dark blue sleeves, the red armband. This was from 2002, and there's our friend Barney. So far what I'm really liking is that the texture work is done really well. It's not that drastically different as it was in the 2001 mod. The model work is also great. They chose the right models to use in the mod. One thing to note, this is not made by one person from the ground up. I mean, it is one person's mod, but they used many other people's assets and models and stuff like that, with permission of course. You can see the differences, like instead of blue, this is now orange. If you see Kleiner here in a bit, he'll also have some differences on his model. Yep, classic Barney. And I think the mod is using, or the models in the mod is using the high quality face maps for the models that were leaked a while ago. Because Barney looks very crispy here. Yeah, you can see that Kleiner has different attire, a different shirt, tie, and of course he was wearing gloves. That was interesting. At first glance, the game, it feels like doesn't feel much different, but it is different. And that's kind of, in a way, a good indication of the mod that they did a good job in achieving the goal they set out to achieve. Because, you know, the textures are different, but it just feels like retail, but not. But, you know what I'm trying to say. One thing I gotta mention is about the skyboxes and the world lighting. This mod is currently in development, in active development, and I hope the mod author finishes all their goals that they're wanting for this mod. But one of the goals I noticed on the page was that they want to change the skyboxes, or I think the world lighting, the atmosphere, because I notice the lighting, the baked lighting of the world is still, you know, from the stock Half-Life 2 retail build, you know? What are you looking at? So it would be cooler if we get a overhaul on the environment lighting for the maps. That would be pretty cool. Wow. Okay. Trees. I noticed the XCCR. I know that's now how it's supposed to be pronounced, but the XCCR sign is missing. Northern Petrol instead. A lot of trees in the plaza now. New textures on the building. That force field, different colors, nice. And of course, the main highlight of this scene, the Citadel. I like the alien-looking model they chose for the mod. I would have gone for the cylindrical one. You know, the one from... Jesus Christ, I'm trying to do something here. You know the one you know the one in the mod Dark Interval? That roundy one with the cylindrical shapes? I don't know how to better explain it, but I love that design. This one's good too. This one's more alien-looking. Futuristic looking. The one I'm talking about is, I think, much more intimidating. It looks like a tall ass fortress or something. Yeah, the subtle texture changes on the buildings and whatnot is really hitting the mark. Again, trees. I don't remember there being a tree here. I know there are trees in Retail Half-Life 2, but I don't remember there being one here. So did they make changes to the maps? I'm not sure. And of course we have the old APC model rather than the retail futuristic sleek looking one. This one's the more boxy realistic looking one, I guess. I really like these kind of mods because they give you like a reason to play through Half-Life 2. It's a new refreshing experience with a fresh coat of paint. Here's the classic playground area. Pretty good stuff. I dig it. Okay, of course, Alex is using her previous attire, the skin-tight suit. I don't know what to call it, the spandex suit or whatever with the jacket. I always felt that this suit of hers, this costume, or you know, this design of her was even futuristic, over futuristic for even the beta. You know, I don't know, it just feels kind of off, kind of weird. Okay, Kleiner's lab. Show me your gloves, old man. Yep. I think these are the so in the beta a lot of models use the same glove textures, and I think this is that texture. It was used by the gas mask citizens, the Combine at one point, and Dr. Cord, I guess, and then Kleiner, I guess. So that's a nice little reference. Apart from that, I don't necessarily think there's any big changes here. Of course, the boxes and stuff like that are different, but the textures I think are the same as before. Yeah, a lighting difference would be pretty cool. I'm not saying this is bad lighting. I mean, of course it's great. But for the mod, I think it would be nice to have a little bit of different lighting in the maps. Yeah, this brick texture already makes a big difference here. Changes up how the place looks. And of course the mod uses the beta version of the pistol, which always looked kind of funny to me. It's like disproportionate and just kind of plain old silly. Okay, new textures on that building. I think those are new models. I don't know why they're blown up like that, but yeah, those are new. Yeah, shows you how much even just changing the textures can change a game drastically like that. 2001 Aesthetics, that mod is a big example of that. But one of the things that I personally didn't like about the mod was that it changed the skyboxes, or I think it changed the lighting but not the skyboxes. I don't remember, it's been a while, but I do remember it was about the lighting in the maps. It felt very off. A lot of the stuff, like there was too much contrast, if that makes sense. Like geometry in a map would be very bright, but the skybox would be dark, and that's just not good to look at. It's just too much on the eyes. And the tone mapping as well that the mod used also was kind of off. This one feels much more neutral in comparison. It's not too much saturated with one color. But again, similar to how the skybox is a bit cloudy here, would be cool if they could dial down the brightness of the world environment lighting so the shadows get more softer. That would be cool. Man, it is strange doing these live recording style videos, or video again. I was gonna make a video on this mod anyway, but I couldn't figure out how to write the script for it, so I thought I'd just wing it by doing a live reaction for it, I guess. So we can look at as much as we can on the different and new things that you guys might find interesting. I don't know if this style will work or if you guys like this kind of style, but I thought I'd give it a shot for this specific video. Yeah, I remember going through this section before and noticing that the walls, the textures that the 2001 mod used, those were very bright, or I think the reshade or whatever tone mapping they were doing was too bright and contrasty for my liking. This is great. This is very good. Yo, the mod has a MP5. This is the best mod ever. It has the MP5 in it, guys. Yeah, I thought they might use the MP7, you know, the earlier version of the MP7 that the game had before in beta, but it's cool that they used MP5. Yeah, this is what I like. Yeah, I specifically remember, I almost don't remember 90% of that video, but in the 2001 aesthetics mod, I do remember making a fuss about this area in that mod. What I do remember is that the skybox was super dark, and the textures used here on the walls and the ground were super bright. And that was something that I brought up, that just didn't fit, you know? Like, why is the sky super dark, but the floor and the walls are super shiny? That, I thought, was a mismatch of lighting and textures. But this is much more, like I said before, neutral in its tone and what it's going for, and I appreciate that. That's pretty good. Let's see what the zombies look like. Of course, they're gonna be using the one of the older models, but let's see which one. Okay, I think they used the era appropriate versions, the 2002 versions with the blue sleeves, brown pants. Yeah, the red head crabs. I'm guessing the head crabs will be red in this. This mod gives the canals a much more wastelandish kind of look, even though even in the retail game we were technically going through some parts of the wasteland, I guess, but this gives it a much more wastelandy feeling to it. Hold the phone. What? That's my music. What? Yeah. This is Conscript's theme from my Half-Life 2000 album. Well, what do you know? Imagine playing a mod and then hearing your own music in it. I see the mod author is a man of culture. I didn't see any credits on the Game Banana page though. I don't mind people using my music. It's free to use in your mods and projects and videos or whatever you're making. Go ahead and, you know, you can use it. But I only ask for credit. You know, like you just mentioned that, hey, I used Rad's music. I used Rad's music in my project or mod. But still, good to hear. Good to hear my own track in a game. Always feels nice. I wonder what other tracks they used, even if they used at all any other tracks. Because I did theme that whole album for beta, you know, the Half-Life 2 beta. So it would be cool if they used more tracks of mine. And yeah, that's a classic trick. Okay, right off the bat, I gotta say, lovely skybox. Lovely, lovely skybox. This is one of my favorite skyboxes from the beta. Specifically, I can't English. Specifically because, you know, how it changes from, you know, the sun setting over there, and there's this reddish orange hue over here, and then as you move towards this part of the sky, it gets dark, and I love this kind of weather, you know, in real life. Awesome. Just changing the skybox itself made a big difference in the starting area of Ravenholm. Strange there's no grass here though. I remember there being grass here. Man, I played so many mods like this and different mods that go through the game that I can't even remember what's in the retail or what's in the mod. But yeah, should have had more grass here, I think, since there are more trees now. Alright, let's see what surprises they put in Ravenholm. Ah, of course, the old gravity gun model. This too kind of looks silly. I mean, it makes sense, but you can't really go wrong with the retail model. That one, or even the other physics manipulator model the beta had. I think that was made after this one, the one I'm holding. We got 2001 aesthetics, 2002 aesthetics, 2003 aesthetics, which I didn't look at because in my mind I feel like it's just, you know, a little different from the retail, not that different. When are we getting 1999 aesthetics or something like that? You know, something that people come up and just imagine what it would be like how I tried to imagine the soundtrack would be like if the game came out in 2000 or something. I always love like alternate universe type stuff, you know? It's nice to see people's imagination run wild like that. Alright, time to see Father Greg. Father Greg, notice me. Yeah, he's using the old model. The one with the more cleaner, younger look of his. Revolver sounds weird. Okay, Highway 17. Again, minor differences in textures. Oh, different kind of buildings in the back. I don't know if these are new models or new textures on the previous block models. Feels like those American style building textures, you know, with the windows, because the Eastern European block buildings have those terraces, balconies on them. I don't know. And I think this is using the leaked HQ textures on the scout car. Okay, drop me, lady. Jesus Christ. Yep. Old textures on the antlions. Good stuff. You know, this is a fun way to replay the game. This mod, the 2003 mod, the 2001 mod. Ooh, new road textures and stuff. Alright. You know, I'm surprised. If you've gone through the 2002 maps from the leaked beta files, this mod surprisingly captures that feeling pretty well. I can't really explain in words exactly right now what those maps feel like, but they definitely were not the same as, you know, retail, you know, what the retail maps feel like. And this has done a pretty good job at that. In some cases, in some places, it almost feels like I'm going through one of the old leaked maps. And that's pretty cool. Alright, let's take a look at Anti-Citizen 1 before we end the video. Now that's a skybox I can get behind. That looks great. But here I noticed, and I noticed this at the start of the video as well, that the Citadel model it kind of shines a lot in one area, and then there's areas that don't shine, and then there's a skybox which pretty much is... Oh, there's the sun. I was gonna say there's no sun, but that also is kind of off, because it's supposed to be super dark and cloudy, and the sun's still shining through. So I like this. I like this mood, but I don't think it's realistic, in my opinion. Would be cool, again, like I said before, to change the color of the world environment lighting and soften the shadows with that, but I don't know. But yeah, the sun does look pretty... the citadel... But yeah, the citadel does look pretty shiny. Thanks, dog. Oh, you got a new coat of paint as well. You look cool. Very organic in a way. Are you wearing jeans? But I think this is the point where I'll end the video. Definitely check this mod out if you're interested. Link's gonna be in the description. You don't have to put it in the source mods folder, but in a custom folder in your Half-Life 2 directory. So yeah, Google that if you don't know how to install custom add-on for Half-Life 2. And let me know what you think about this kind of format, where I'm doing live reactions to a mod or map or game. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and a big thanks to these benefactors for supporting the channel: Quiltman, Unusual, 501st Clone Boy, Interloper CS, T-Boy 301, TTG, Robocop, Noel, Nobody Important, Franco Senlehi, Cheemsboger, Justin Imbergriff, Taiwanesium, Tedasaur, Otokan Nachos, Lambdre, Decoder Mapping, Roadkill, Walter, Taylor, Hobgobbies, NoClick, Geout, Fisher Grice, Hawkassault, Mistress Pabon, Jelen, A Normal Street Lamp, TRR Droid, and Bipolit. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.